Right. Madison, how are you? Thank you for
Oh,
joining me on this Zoom in. How's life?
it's really good. Just staying happy and healthy and safe and just making it through, trying to get to pumpkin spice lattes and Christmas movies.
So you told me you're a kindergarten teacher. Are you prepared to get started virtually?
Oh my goodness. I don't think anybody can ever be prepared for this. There's so many unknowns, but I'm excited because you still get to work with kids and I miss them. It was totally different meeting them every day in March and then going to not seeing them at all. It was terrible. There's no closure. You didn't get to say bye. And so I'm excited to kind of get it started again with a new class and new adventures. So I'm excited.
Well, tell me what have you been up to in quarantine? Have you done anything fun? Any new
Well,
hobbies?
in quarantine, I have been traveling. So I was not in quarantine. And Netflixing, that was a good one. But other than that, just being outside, going in the pool. I'm lucky living in San Diego that we can go outside and be in the pool all the time.
Yeah. Any good Netflix shows? Any recommendations? We're kind of tapped out over here.
Well, I have been watching Hamilton on repeat on Disney Plus. That has been my go-to lately.
We are almost done with the night shift. That's what we've been watching that. We've got like 3 episodes left, which is sad because not sure what else will.
And then it's over. And then what do you do?
I know, so we'll have to find something new. Um, but yeah, so I'm excited to roll into this, and hopefully you did some good shoots, so this should be fun.
Oh my goodness,
Hopefully you
there was
got
the one
some
for the books.
hopefully you got some good memories to share here. So
Let's do it.
all right, here we go. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay, let's see what we got.
All right. These are in no particular order. Just let's. Do you have any favorite memories of playing? Anything that stands out to you?
I really, really, really loved being able to play in Palm Springs my first year. We went out to California for a tournament in February, and it was really great because I'm from California, and so my family was able to go and celebrate that with us. And we had grown up going to those tournaments and watching all the college teams and all the places you wanted to go to and all the athletes you wanted to be play at that stadium. So that was probably one of my favorites.
So now being from California, what made you decide the University of Virginia?
Oh my goodness, that was such an easy choice. I mean, you look at where it is, you look at the campus, you look at the culture, and then you look at all the education that you can get from it. It was a no-brainer. I mean, I walked away with my bachelor's and my master's in 5 years. And so now being a teacher and knowing other teachers and then hearing that later in their career they're getting their masters while they're teaching, while they have a family, while they have all these things going on, I just feel so fortunate that I already did it and I could do it while also playing softball and hanging out with all my friends. And so it was a no-brainer.
All right. Well, I found this one. This was fun. Do you remember the Twitter mirror?
Yes, the Twitter mirror was epic. I think I have that selfie on my phone.
I'll have to tell Kevin Thurman, our social guy, that you were a fan of the Twitter mirror. So
I like the Twitter mirror because, I mean, when else do you have something like that? That is a once-in-a-lifetime gadget.
I wonder what happened to the Twitter mirror. I'll have to do some recon and see where that thing went.
It kind of reminds me of, the mirror on the wall when you're kind of holding it. Tell us who's the best team of them all.
My favorite Twitter mirror moment in my time, I had a brief ownership of the Twitter mirror during one of the NCAA basketball tournament runs. It lived in my room, and I actually took it with me to the top of the Sears Tower, whatever that thing's called now, with Cavman and the cheerleaders. So that was a good time.
Did you get Tony Bennett in it? That's the real question.
No, Tony Bennett, not a huge Twitter guy, a Twitter fan. It's funny you mentioned
You mean
that.
he had other things to worry about besides taking a selfie?
This is totally unrelated to our chat about softball photos so I actually went in and did some photos today. Tony Bennett was one of my masked portraits that we did. And I was helping my buddy Sanjay, who's the university photographer, and he had mentioned to Tony, so would you be okay with being on a bus? And Tony, he didn't really say anything. I don't think he quite, and so we're like, he's taking some more photos. And like a minute in, Tony's like, did you say on a bus? I'm good. I don't need to be, but
oh no.
I just thought it was pretty good moment. All right, so I'm gonna go. Let's find. All right, let's get this one out of the way.
Oh,
tell everybody what happens next in this photo.
So in this photo, my good friend Matt Riley actually took that ball to the forehead. And during the photo shoot, it was probably the second or third toss and throw of the shoot, and there was the flash, and there was not a catch, and there was a ball at the forehead.
I can still remember the sound of that ball hitting my forehead.
I can still see it from my perspective on what happened. It still haunts me. I'm just gonna let you know. I felt terrible. It was awful. It was terrible.
I would say it's probably number 3 on the list of photo shoot injury of pain, so it's not so bad.
Okay, so we're good. Never mind.
Carissa Vatisse is number 1. She hit me like from 10 yards away with a field hockey ball, like right in the knee, and then Pablo on the soccer team hit me square with hit me like right, and I had a gash in my forehead and blood started running.
So it could have been worse, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, I've got a hard head, so it was good.
You're tough. We're good.
All right, I had to throw this in. This was kind of a funny look here. Do you have any other memories from the dungeon, our photo shoots in my studio?
Well, I remember the fire shoot. That was great.
All right, let's talk about that one. I've got it here.
Yes, the fire shoot. We were just practicing the fire. That was great. The underwater photo shoot was probably my first thing I ever did with you, and that was a great trial. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if it was the best idea, but it was a good idea.
We'll come to that one in a second, of course. Let's go back to the fire here. What do you have any memories from this?
That I had to try really hard to look serious, and clearly I'm always smiling, so looking kind of serious is super tough for me.
I think you nailed it in here, though. This was cool. We decided to do the smoke here because I think they called this like smoky gray in the uniform, so you were kind of my model. So,
it looks good. Those uniforms, they had potential.
Yeah, they were good. And I actually had just done a shoot with smoke on the football team and had the fog machine out. So it worked out. I think I had you come over the next day or something. So
yeah, this one looks pretty good. It looks really misty, spooky, kind of like it.
Yeah, this was one of my favorites from the dungeon time. So and you look super tough, which
good things happen. I know there were some great moments from the dungeon.
This is more you. This is more.
Yeah. Be trying to look serious, but in actuality.
Then you're getting the smoke is just engulfing you as it's
everywhere. Yeah, but it was fun.
This is more Madison here from our shoots and
I actually don't have that glove anymore. We went to go play a series at Georgia Tech, and we came back and the glove was not in my bag. So that glove is forever a mystery glove.
But it's now immortalized in the photo here.
I know, which is great.
Now this is another one of my kids really like this photo of you. So,
did they like reenacting the photo?
Yeah, if we had a mat, they would totally reenact the photo. But
yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, now I think this is pretty good. This kind of sums it up here. How tough was it to do this?
Yeah, it was pretty tough because there was a lot of moving parts going on. There was a lot of different things to do, but I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think
when
that's what I loved more. I think that's what I love the most out of all of our photo shoots is just being able to try stuff that we've never done before and just see how they turn out. And that's just it. You know, we have an idea, we try it, and we like it, or that was better on paper.
that's one of my favorite parts of the thing too, is the trial and error. And like you said, the degree of difficulty makes it, even better when it pays off. Because like this, you got somebody throwing the ball to you, you're trying to time the dive and land on the mat, and I got to get the shot right all at the same time, and it lines up. I mean, this is pretty good right here. Little Photoshop to remove the mat, and voila,
We're good. We're golden. It's
a
fine.
great shot. And so yeah, but yeah, I think I wore you out a little bit after.
Yeah, there was a lot of jumping, a lot of falling, a lot of flopping. But it was all worth it, right? We got the shot, so it was worth it.
I think this photo sums up the studio. I've got an old paintbrush over here. You can see like just stuff on the wall, like from
the soccer ball, the basketball,
yeah,
the layers of paper we put on top to try to cover up.
Yeah, that's clearly Morgan Bryan's soccer ball back there, because it's red, white, and blue, and it's got an Adidas logo on it. So she must have left that.
Legends were shot in that dungeon, let me tell you.
That's for sure. All right, do you remember this shoot?
Yes, that was my first year.
I
didn't really know what to expect as a first year. I had never done anything like this before.
So what did you think when we were like, all right, you guys are getting on the roof of the dugout?
The only thing I had that I knew about was growing up and going to softball games, and we would always get the schedule or the team photo or the roster, and they would have pictures like this on here. So I just kept thinking, well, it's going to look cool. I mean, I've seen them my whole life, but being on the other side was interesting. And I feel like it was really cold this day.
It was super cold that day.
It was really cold.
But I had forgotten about this photo, and I actually was just looking for stuff of you, and I saw this, like the silhouette shot was what I think we used.
Yes, that one was really great.
So I thought, wow, that's kind of been my favorite thing of this whole process, is finding photos that I had forgotten about.
Yeah.
So I actually did an interview the other day with the UVA Today people about my kids and the reenacting of the photos, and that was
because it's epic. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, that's one of the things I had said. Like, I had forgotten about so much. Like, I mean, I'm getting old. Like, this would be year 15. Like, there's so many photos that I've forgotten about or haven't seen the light of day that, at least with this kind of with them, I can start, pulling some of these out again. So, but it's definitely it made me want to, when we return from quarantine, get back into, more creative, and it's got some wheels turning. So
you got some ideas in there?
For sure. So this class of softball better be ready.
I'm sure there's some girls that will be up for the challenge.
Oh, without a doubt. And with the new Palmer Park, we've got
Goodness,
have you seen it yet? Have you been back? You haven't been back.
I have not been back yet. We were planning a trip to come back in the fall, but that was when we thought everything was going to be over way sooner than it is now. But yeah, I really want to go back. I wanted to go back for the opening with Lisa because her and I have a special bond, and I wanted to be able to be there and to celebrate and share that with her. But I'm going to let her know when I'm coming back. So hopefully we can meet up and explore it together.
It's amazing. Like, I mean, you'll just be, wow.
Blown away.
Yeah. I mean, after playing all your games at the park, you will be
a little bit of a change, a little different.
A little bit different. We've actually, that's kind of our satellite office right now, where we're doing our photo shoots with teams, because JPJ is more on lockdown. So you have to go through the security entrance at JPJ because it's kind of the basketball bubble. So we've been doing shoots up there because it's a little easier to get into, and it's super nice and big and
beautiful.
Yeah, it smells new,
It's got the new car smell.
Yeah, so it's been great. Since we're talking about the park, any favorite memories or not so favorite memories of the park? This is probably some not so favorite memories we can't talk about.
I think probably a favorite memory would be on my senior day. My whole family came out, and not all of my family had been out at one time before. Living in California, obviously it's super far, and flying into Charlottesville is pretty tricky. It's pretty tricky. And so having them be there for this was amazing. I don't think my middle sister had even been on grounds all 4 years I had been there. And usually my parents try to trade off, and so they'll try to see me once a month, whether they go to a different away series or a home series. So they worked really hard to make that work and make me feel, close to home. And so this was really special. We did this, we went to Monticello, we went to the downtown mall, I showed them grounds. And so this was really special.
Now, do both your sisters play, or I know
My
one's at
youngest
Boston
sister,
College, right?
Yes, my youngest sister, she will be a third year at Boston College, so she's on their softball team, and they recently have gotten a new stadium, and so their stadium is also getting put in this amazing locker room and this whole setup, and so I don't know, we might have a little competition as to whose stadium is better, but we'll see. I'm excited for when they play UVA. My dad and I are going to come.
Awesome, yeah. Who's better, you or her? Who you had to play
I don't
one-on-one?
know. I think she's pretty good. She's taller than I am. I think she's a little tougher than I am. So, but I think we even each other out. So we're good.
All right. Let's. Here's the edited crop of the superwoman flying through the air. This is a good one.
Oh my goodness, my face looks like a porcelain doll. What happened? What was I thinking?
You look good. It's a great shot.
It was really good. It was really fun.
One of my favorites. All right, here we go. Let's talk underwater.
Underwater shot. Oh man.
You were my guinea pig on the underwater experiment.
It was great. Although I didn't really take into consideration that I can't really get deep enough in the water. Like I just kept obviously rising to the top. And so my hair and my shirt, the timing was all off.
It was challenging for sure. I can't, I mean, I know I did softball, and then there was men's lacrosse, soccer. Morgan Bryan soccer was tough because trying to do, that one was really hard. But this was in tennis. We did a tennis one too. It was kind of just a different, trying to experiment and show something out of the norm. And I think it turned out pretty cool.
Yeah, we should have glued the ball into the glove and then glued the ball onto the bat. So we didn't have to worry about everything.
If I ever do it again, those are good things to remember. But I remember with the soccer ball, we actually had a dumbbell with a fishing wire and the ball, and we poked it up in there to keep it floating in the water.
Oh my goodness, that's genius. Why didn't we think that?
We actually were genius though, because remember we started in the big pool.
Right.
And that did not work out well at all. That was a disaster. And it was a lot colder. The warm water pool is where it's at.
It was very cold in that pool. I give major props to all the swimmers who have to go in there multiple times a day.
Yeah, so this is much better, much better lighting, a little easier to control. That was easier for me to stay on the bottom, because that was the tricky part. We were both having to try to get down there at the same time.
Here we go. We both go down at the same time.
And then the bubbles were a challenge, so
everything was a challenge.
Yeah, but it
was worth it. It was great.
Yeah, how tough was it wearing the uniform? How did that feel?
Well, the uniform was kind of baggy, and so when the water and the air, and then there's the hair situation, and then there's the eyes open underwater situation. But it was great. I mean, it's a memory looking back now. I mean, who gets to say that they had a photo shoot for softball underwater?
You do. I just remember, because I had to take the stuff back to Chris Moore in the equipment room, and I remember how heavy the trash bag was. Wow. So
took on some water weight there for sure.
Yeah, this was I did a shoot with the swimming team, and I had to go, like, we went deep, and we had them
Really?
standing on the bottom of the pool, and I actually had to put on the full scuba
Scuba.
suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember the coach Mark Bernardino was like, I had never scuba, so he gave me like a training like the day of.
Goodness, so much dedication.
Yeah, probably be frowned upon, but yeah,
3 months.
so he actually had me in the warm pool, like, and he just made me kind of sit underwater for like an hour and learn how to breathe.
For an hour.
So I could figure it out. And so and then I go and I couldn't stay on the bottom. So we had to put weights down in the vest to keep me on the bottom of the pool.
Goodness.
Yeah. So that was kind of crazy. And then
but now you know for next time.
Yeah. Then swimmers had a tough time like staying down too. So like they actually had to stuff like little weights like in the back of their suits to stay down.
That's so smart. I wish we had done that.
Yeah, so I have some pretty funny photos of like the guys that was Matt McLean and Scott Robinson have like the Speedo on, but they have the ball. So when they like tried to like go up, their suits almost came down. So they're like trying to scramble. Oh, good times. Good times. All right, what else do we have here? I think that pretty much was all of the photo shoots we did, right?
Yes. But I really did love whenever you came to the park too to take photos, because that was always, those are moments that will be captured forever.
Yeah, like I always like this one. This one was that ball like right on the edge of the glove. Great shot. Pretty sure that's
I always look at that photo and think about my coaches in the past, just all the drills we did about catching the ball as close to our chest as possible. And I catch it way out in front.
Well, this was actually in the warm up, right? This is the catcher throwing the ball down to second base, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But still,
I love these photos. Yes, and these photos, I always have, and I have them on my phone. And so it's like you said, it's kind of crazy when you go back through all your photos. You're like, oh my goodness, like you kind of forget about that part.
Now, did you prefer offense or defense? Were you?
Definitely defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of 50-50, but yeah, I like defense. I thought that was really fun. I played a lot of different positions, so I feel like I had a well-rounded understanding.
Out or safe right here?
It's
tough. It's tough.
Oh my goodness.
Did you get her? Did you get that tag down in time?
Yeah, I'm trying to do it inch by inch in my head. I don't know. Probably Ty went to the runner.
It's close though.
Definitely close.
It's a good shot. Now, what's better, making a diving stop or hitting a home run? What would you?
Hitting a home run for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Hitting a home run is always great. It's the best part about them is they're so effortless that it's just as soon as you hit it, you just know, and it's just the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, that sound coming off the bat,
Yes, you just connect and you can see it, and it's just great. And then you have all your team around you, and yeah, it's pretty good. That's the kind of stuff that I miss about playing, is being surrounded by all your friends and your team and playing games and just having it be your life. Because when it's done, it's definitely not your life anymore.
Yeah. So what was going through your head as you were, what mental preparation as you're getting ready to go up to bat? What's your checklist?
Yeah,
or do you just zone out?
Kind of looks like Coach told me to bunt or something, and I didn't really want to bunt. If I were to caption it, that's probably what I would say.
Oh, that's great. All right, let's go.
Oh, Lord.
I like this photo of you. I always thought this was a fun one.
Oh, me and Taylor. I love that. I loved all my teammates that I played with. But Taylor and I had a special bond because we were both in the Curry program together. She is a year ahead of me in the program, so she kind of helped me and led the way and kind of taught me what I was looking forward to and things that I should be aware of. So outside of school, outside of softball, we could relate on a school level. And so I think that also carried into softball, obviously, because we always have a good time when we're together.
Now, do you keep in touch with this group?
Yes, I do. We are actually on a Zoom call last week. We were on an alum Zoom call with the softball team. And so a bunch of us showed up and we came. And even years after mine and before mine, they were all there. And so we still keep in touch. And it was great seeing them on the screen and talking with Coach Joe and the current players and even players that were before us. And so that was really great. I think we put emphasis on keeping in touch and staying involved in each other's lives, which is great.
How's Coach Joe doing?
Coach Joe is great. She looked fabulous on our Zoom call, and so I'm excited to see her when things open back up again and we can go out there. And so, yeah.
I'm very excited for the program. I think it's definitely headed in the right direction. I think big things are ahead for sure.
Yes, I agree with you.
All right, let's see what else do we have in the bag of tricks here. We've talked family. We've talked some defense. I always this was always a good one too. I always like this shot.
Yes, Ashley Davis. I love her, and I'm noticing that she had both of her ankle braces on. Classic Ashley look right there. But yeah, we had a really great relationship. And Coach Joe.
Talk about the bonds you have to have as a middle infielder.
Oh my goodness. They are so strong because you have to work as a team. You work as a pair. And Ashley and I worked really well together, and McCall and I worked really well together. And it's kind of great because you have to know each other's position, because if they're not there, you kind of have to cover for them. And so in that way, you guys are pretty tight, pretty close friends, because you have to have each other's backs and know what their move is going to be. And so I don't know. That's what I really enjoyed about playing infield, is playing in the middle infield, because you're kind of involved in everything. You are always covering something, or you're always talking to somebody, or you have the ball, or you're going to get the ball. So I really liked that role of helping others, and I liked getting to be involved in everything.
Future in basketball? I had to throw this one in.
Only under Tony Bennett. I will play if Tony Bennett is my coach.
Yeah, stumbled across that one in my search for photos and had to throw it in.
Yeah, that was the serious. That could have been on the UVA basketball flyer. Like, this could have been an ad for JPJ. I'm just saying.
Just look at this lovely space that we are taking our photos.
Tennis, baseball, soccer, basketball, softball.
Yeah, man, I miss Honesty Hall. It's just gone.
Oh, I know. That was crazy when it's all gone. That is just wild.
Now, like, it's crazy to see like the progression of the practice fields and everything. It's
come a long way, and I think it's really great for all these new athletes that get to experience all these things. And I think it's kind of crazy. I've never experienced this feeling until the new stadium came about, and then they took away U-Haul of things that were changing. And I'm sure women who played before us, they probably look at us and they probably think, oh my goodness, a million things have changed since we played. And I've never had that feeling before until the new stadium and U-Haul got knocked down. And so it's very interesting.
As someone that spent a lot of time with the locker room being in U-Haul, like, what is that? I mean, how does that feel just to know that it's not there anymore? Like,
yeah, it's super surreal. Like, I wish I could have just taken it home with me. If they were going to take it down, I mean, I could have just taken it home. I would have known.
Hopefully you took a souvenir,
Yeah, Chris always gives us our little placard with their name on it and everything. So that's a really good keepsake.
Gotcha. What year is this?
Probably my first year.
I was going to say, you're pretty young
my
there.
hair was dark there. Yep.
Do you remember the first time I met you when you had your headshot taken in JPJ? I was looking for the photo. I could not find it.
I have the photos from that day. They were so funny.
We did like a black screen too, didn't we?
Yes, there was the black behind us, and we were wearing, I think it was our blue blue and orange, not these ones. It was a older jersey, but yeah. That was one for the books for sure.
I remember that. I remember that day actually. It's kind of hard to believe. It's so like it's funny the things like you remember about like meeting different people and like as they go through like the turn
Oh
like
yeah.
4 years goes so fast.
Isn't that crazy that you were there for the first photo shoot and then you were also there for my last graduation photo shoot?
We're getting to that. Don't get ahead of me. I like this one. I
Oh
always
my
like this one. I wish the wall was a little cleaner.
yes.
I had to do a
But
little, I had to do some photoshopping on the one that we actually used, but
I had to
it's
work
still
my
good.
magic a little bit to make this look better.
I like this shoot too here at the Lambeth Field.
Oh my goodness, Lambeth. Lambeth, that's also what I like really enjoy about UVA is all the historical places on grounds that you could go to. And this was definitely one of them. I would pass Lambeth on my way to my student teaching at Venable. So I would walk this way and then across the bridge and up to U-Haul.
That's cool.
Yeah.
This was from that shoot too. We're gonna end on this photo though, so we're not gonna talk about it yet. All right, this was our last photo shoot together, the graduation shoot, right?
Oh my goodness, so sad.
Yeah, this is good. I'm glad you asked me to do this though. These turned out really nice.
It turned out amazing. This is what ended up being on our Christmas card and on my graduation card. This was my LinkedIn profile picture for a while.
Love it. Yeah, I like this one too. This was good. But
yeah,
so this is I always talk. We always in these shoots. I always talk about graduation and what was just it coming to an end. What was that like?
It didn't really sink in, I think, until my 5th year when I was a grad assistant coach, because I was half coach, right? But I was on a staff that was my coach. And then I was no longer a player, but my roommate, I lived with Allison Davis, so she was still a player. And then all my friends that were still there were players because the girls that graduated with me, they left. And so it wasn't until that moment that I realized I was so sad that I was done. At that moment, it was like, oh man, it really is over. But I was really thankful for all the opportunities that we had and where softball took us around. I mean, there's so many places that I never would have went to go visit or experienced and met different people and ate different food. And I mean, there's just so many experiences that softball gave me and so many friends. I mean, I literally have friends across the United States, which is amazing, and that I wouldn't have had if I didn't go to UVA.
It was a good one too. But
yeah.
I love that you mentioned the LinkedIn because I recently went on a updated my LinkedIn just a little bit. You never know, just in case. And
literally, you never know.
So I'm like adding people, and it's funny like the number of photos. I'm like, oh, I took that photo. I took that photo. I took that.
It's so true. I think it's this photo, but actually I might have my gown on, but without my hat and then facing more straight towards the dugout. But that was my LinkedIn profile for a really long time. I think it actually still is my LinkedIn profile.
All right, let's end just talk about your best sales pitch for the University of Virginia. Let's just.
Well, coming to the University of Virginia, you are going to have an experience like no other. You are going to be at a historical university like no other, with a community and surrounded by people who support you that don't even go to the school. It's the Charlottesville community that lives and breathes for you, and they're there to support you and bleed orange and blue for you. And so the community is like no other. The athletic departments, talk about facilities at Palmer Park. I mean, those are top of the line. The grounds crew always makes it beautiful, no matter the weather, no matter the time of year, no matter if it's a doubleheader or a 3-game series. I mean, it is always beautiful, whether you go to the soccer game, the softball game, the football game. I mean, the school in and of itself, you're going to get so many classes. You're going to be inspired by so many great professors and people who are just there to support you academically, that are there to push you academically, that are there to inspire you academically. And it'll take you to places that you honestly never thought you would go to. And then you're going to leave being a Who for life. And it's really cool. Even out here in California, I see cars with EVA stickers on them. And so you give them a little honk as you drive by, like, through the car on the freeway. Not that they could hear you or anything, but they still feel it, And so, I mean, it's truly an experience like no other. And it's an honor to go there. And I think it's such a prestigious school, and what you take away from it academically, athletically, growing as a person, I mean, it's top of the line. There's no comparison. I mean, you could go to a school because you like the color purple, but you're going to go to UVA because you are going to grow as a person. I mean, that's just it. I mean, you're going to leave and you're going to be a professional, and you're going to be a kind, well-rounded, respectful human.
I think that's the best part, is definitely the people. I mean, just
amazing,
incredible, like from all walks of life. But I mean, just some of the people that I've met and I've been able to reconnect with on here, it's just to kind of think about is pretty awesome. So.
And you can go to Virginia and you could walk by someone on the street and they'll just say hi to you. I mean, you don't know them and they don't know you, but everybody is just so kind and so welcoming and just always wants to help you. And so when you leave, you kind of carry that with you, and then come to California, you can say hi to somebody. They're like, who are you?
Oh, all right. Well, I've taken enough of your time. Hold on. This was funny. I don't know why, but I thought with the bat, it looked like I thought, why is she riding the bat like a witch's broom? Like when I first.
I love Harry Potter, so I'm just going to fly out and I'll meet you at Palmer Park.
No, I saw that. I was like, at first glance, I was like, wait a second. No, but it's a good one.
Wait a second.
I think we covered everything. I think. Oh no, I had to throw this. I had to throw this one in there. I ran across it when I was looking. Whoops! Well, I think.
Swerve.
A little caught in the rundown, but.
Oh, it had to be against Syracuse too. Terrible.
You remember that? Do you remember that one?
No, but I just always remember playing Syracuse. Syracuse and Boston were always tough because those are the games we never played. Because it would either be in Syracuse and be in Boston, it'd be snowing or raining or whatever would happen. So whenever we played them, it's kind of a once in a blue moon type of experience.
Yeah, I was trying to scroll through old Facebook galleries, and that one came up and the team shot. So
I love those. Again, it looks really cold there, so I'm glad I'm in California.
Definitely a cold day at the park for sure on that one.
There it is, the famous lacy headband in there. Oh my goodness. So many of my favorite people are in that photo.
It's good stuff. All right, we'll throw the Twitter mirror back up to close this out. But no, thank you for doing this.
No, thank you. This is amazing. And thank you for spending time to go through all of these and invested 5 years of your life taking photos of me and our team and our whole athletic family. It really is amazing. So thank you.
That's been great. Well, I hope virtual teaching goes well for you, and fingers crossed for everyone in this experience, and hopefully we get through this and you can get back to Palmer Park, and we'll see you sometime in 2021 maybe.
Isn't that weird? It's already going to be 2021. Crazy.
All right. Well, I'm going to go help with bath here. I think it's bath time. Carter's probably waiting for me to get out of his room here. I use his room because he has the best backdrop. So.
Oh my goodness. I don't blame you.
We got to do photo of the day. Time's ticking.
I probably want that. I want that flag in my room. Oh my goodness.
It's a giant wall decal. Yeah.
Oh my
Fathead.
goodness.
Fathead.com. No.
Well, thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thanks.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.